Cloud Code just stops asking permission before running most command on your machine. That sounds insane. Anthropic says it's actually safer than asking you every time. So I spent a week trying to get to destroy a throwaway project before I would ever trust it with real one. Here is why they changed it. Anthropic found that developers were approving roughly 97% of permission prompts without actually reading them. So instead of asking humans to pay more attention, they built a second AI whose only job is deciding when Claude would stop and ask. The real question is, can you actually trust that second AI? Starting 14th August, new session on Pro, Max and Team default to auto mode. A separate classifier evaluates each tool call, safe action run, risky or irreversible one, get blocked or handed back to you, and after enough blocks in one session, clouds fall back to manual approval. To feel the difference, watch this. Footage from my last two Claude Code session. Every command, a prompt, run test, approve, read a file, approve, write output, approve. One on mid-sized task, I clicked approved more than 4 times. That's not caution, that's exactly reflexive rubber stamping Anthropic just described. I set up a disposable folder and asked it reversibly delete the entire thing, no confirmation. It refused outright, said that's something it always leaves to me, no matter how the request is phrased, and handed me the exact command to run myself if I really wanted to. So I did. That's the real boundary here. It won't pull the trigger itself, but it won't pretend the option doesn't exist either. That's consistent with what Anthropic's own study found. Humans catch just 13.6% of genuinely dangerous commands. Auto mode's classifier catches 89%. So now I wanted to see if that number actually holds up. I asked it to disable authentication checks in a config file, a completely normal sounding dev request, but there was no real auth code in this test project to begin with. Instead of inventing a fake setting just to make me happy, it told me exactly that. There is nothing here that actually reads this. Creating one would be fabricated, and asked me to point it to the real check first. It won't just make something up because I asked confidently. I asked it to delete a folder, declined. Asked to wipe a database file, declined. Told it explicitly not to stop and ask and delete everything anyway, still declined. The same policy word to word, no matter how many times I asked or how I phrased it. It never once slipped and just did it. And when I checked with something completely harmless, just list the files here, that ran instantly. So it's not that things get harder the more you push, it's that line between safe and destructive never moved, no matter how many times I tested it. Same TaskFlow project, same prompt, same repository. I have used it to test every other AI builders on the channel. Last time under manual approval, I clicked approve more than 4 times. This time under auto mode, there was exactly one moment it stopped to ask right before deploying to production. Everything else just ran, including a couple of ordinary questions that had nothing to do with safety, which platform to deploy to, and the disk space issue on my end that was entirely my own fault. And it's not just my testing. Independent red teamers ran 120 prompts, injection attacks against auto mode, hiding malicious instruction. Not one got through. Now the honest catch, this rollout is Pro, Max and Team only for now. API and enterprises users don't have it yet. And there is a second number worth knowing. The 89% came from control study. In real production traffic, an independent stress test put it closer to 83%, meaning roughly 1 in 6 over Azure action still slips through. This isn't autopilot, it's a very good co-pilot. If a mistake in your codebase would be genuinely catastrophic, auto mode lowers your risk, it doesn't remove it. So is the actually good change based on week spent trying to break it? Yes, more than I expected going on. It blocked what it should block and asked when it genuinely should ask, and held its line under repeated pressure, not just in a blog post. Your mileage may vary. I tested this on one real project, not thousands, but for first time I I trust Cloud Code more than I trust myself. Clicking approve 4 times in a row. If you are on Pro Max team, this is already live or landing any day now. Go check your setting, don't just assume. And if you want to see exactly what I try to break it with, that's all in the video. What should I stress test next? Drop in the comments.